Alright, so like I said last time, I guess I can't say last week because it wasn't a week ago, it was probably 10 minutes ago. Um, my next three games are against Steve, Shady, and Steve, so three big playoff race games. I think I said if I could pull two out of three of them, I'd be looking pretty alright. Steve's got a really formidable team, and if I had to give him a piece of advice, we haven't played for week 12 yet at the time of this recording, so if Steve wants to watch this video, it'll give him a big advantage. But I'm stunned he didn't bring Ditto because Ditto is a bona fide shutdown of my rain sweep. Anything, if anything gets up like a +2, um, I'm forced basically to go into Quagsire. And even that doesn't take a waterfall in the rain. I think it takes like 60% from Life Orb Kabutops. So I'm stunned he didn't bring Ditto, but he didn't. So maybe he will next time. Maybe I'll be prepared for it next time. Maybe I won't be. Anyway, it's Politoed against Victini. I thought he'd lead with Victini to predict Politoed, but I thought, why should I really care about that? I didn't do a damage calc, so I didn't know that he was Assault Vest at this point. I just went for Scald, and I'm specially defensive, so I knew I could take a Thunder. And I got Rest, so it doesn't even really matter if he paralyzes, or I guess it kind of does, but eventually I can probably be able to save the thing. Anyway, I go to Quagsire to try and resist or be immune to the next Thunder anyway. And I go to Scizor because he went into Cresselia, and I don't want to take a status move, I don't want to take a Toxic, and I don't want to take a Freeze. That is supremely unfortunate, and it's going to let me not U-turn. Like, I lose momentum on this turn. I'm going to be able to Mega Evolve, yes, but I could have U-turned against this thing, and I could have gone into Kingdra, I could have gone into Kabutops, I could have gone into something to take down this Landorus, albeit he might not have gone to Landorus had he not frozen me. Whatever. I could have gotten some supreme momentum because if Scizor gets in against Cresselia, it's either Cresselia dies or I get momentum. So he's just going to take the turn to set up rocks as I go into Tornadus. I'm just going to set up a sub. If he wants to go for Stone Edge, maybe he'll eventually miss. If he wants to go to Cresselia, like, it's not that really that much HP loss. I can just get a Hurricane out. Maybe get a Confusion. That'd be nice, but it does about a quarter, which is honestly disappointing. That's probably like a really, really specially bulky Cresselia, but that's really, really disappointing. So if he wants to stay and go for Ice Beams, I'm going to take advantage of the time to maybe get a Thaw with Scizor. I need to get Scizor Thawed at some point because of reasons. Like, it's good against Cresselia, it's good against... it's good. It's just good for priority at any stage. So getting it frozen is kind of a major bummer. He winds up going to Landorus again, I guess, for Intimidate and for Earthquakes. I'm still frozen. I'm going to try and make up this turn as I'm expecting a knockoff, expecting him to expect me to switch. And thankfully, I'm able to thaw this turn, get a U-turn off, and Scizor is saved. As far as freezes go, that one wasn't so bad to deal with. And, because it took me so long to thaw, like, my rain is gone, and I don't want to go into Politoed and, like, have to take a hit, so... I just go right into Quagsire and be able to throw a Scald out at something, maybe get a burn. Like, that'd be nice, get a little hacks of my own. Maybe go for Toxic, I don't know, I could go for a lot of things. He's going to U-turn, getting out of there, trying to get some initiative, as in comes Virizion. And I think I do go for Toxic, which is a solid move. I'm not going to stand against the Grass type, obviously, I don't want to take Leaf Blade. I've still got a perfectly healthy Mega Scizor, which can take at least one hit and then maybe get some Bullet Punch in the meantime, because Virizion is a major roadblock. It resists both of Kabutops' moves to the point where I thought about running Aerial Ace on it, but at the end of the day, I just decided that wouldn't be very good. He wants to go for Stone Edge instead of Grass move, which is a solid play, but like at the end of the day, even with a crit, it just didn't matter. So I still would have Bullet Punched this turn, and he still would have Sacred Sworded me and still probably killed me no matter what. So he dies to Life Orb and Toxic, so getting Virizion out of the way is a major plus. Even if I had to trade my Mega Scizor for it, man, am I happy about that. Anyway, because my rain is down, I want to get it back up, even if it means letting this Greninja come in and fire off some super powerful Hydro Pumps. And I've watched a few of Steve's battles before, and I think he likes to run a Scarf Greninja to the point where I made sure that Kingdra and Kabutops were both jolly with just enough speed to outspeed a max speed Scarf Greninja. And at this point, Like, something has to die. I thought he'd just go for Hydro Pump, but he winds up going for Dark Pulse. It's going to take down Tornadus regardless, so there that goes. And I got to go to Kabutops. I've did a calc, and because Greninja's defenses are so paper thin, Rain Boosted Life Orb Waterfall, even from a Jolly Kabutops, is a guaranteed kill. That crit did not matter whatsoever, so, don't worry about it. In comes Cresselia, and even though it's a specially defensive one, I know I can't kill it, and I'm way too afraid of T-Wave. That Kabutops does have Substitute, so I could have gone for that, but I was just too afraid because I think he has a Rocky Helmet, Cresselia, and with Rocky Helmet and Life Orb and potential misses with Stone Edge, I just didn't want to deal with it. He wants to go for Ice Beam, though, so I'm really kicking myself for not staying in. If he's not even running Psychic Stab, man, if I'd stayed in, I would have been in a much better position. I just went for Toxic because Quagsire doesn't really have a whole lot else to do. I don't think this one has Scald, actually, now that I think about it. This one's got Rain Dance as a backup rain source, which is going to come in handy because he has a Klefki, and I'm expecting that thing to have Sunny Day just as a priority, like, get out of here Kingdra kind of move. But he winds up getting a crit EQ, which hurts a lot, so it's a really good thing I went for Recover there. I'm just trying to stall him out, honestly, and if he wants to let me, then I'm going to be happy about that. I don't think he is going to let me quite yet. He's going to try and switch into Klefki and do some shenanigans with that, but even with Dazzling Gleam, like, he's just not going to get enough damage done to me. I'm eventually going to be able to Earthquake him out of here, and I want Quagsire to be at as full of HP as I can because that crit Earthquake hurt. There's the Sunny Day that I was expecting, and I don't know why he went and set that up now. I think he was just trying to, like, in case I wanted to start scalding his Landorus, or he just wanted the rain to be gone so that I can't get a switch out into Kingdra or Kabutops on my own. So he switches back into the Landorus. I didn't really predict that. I just wanted to Earthquake Klefki away because Klefki's honestly like my biggest roadblock at this point. If I can get that thing out of the way, Kabutops sweeps clean, especially after I figured out what his Cresselia wants to do. He finally winds up knocking me off, which I'm honestly surprised he didn't do before. There's Sunny Day, or there's Rain Dance rather, and I reveal that, and he was kind of surprised about that, I think. But now my rain's back up, his sun is gone. Like, I could go into my sweepers at any point, so he has to kind of let me stall him out here. His Landorus kind of has to die at this point, because, like, if I catch anything, if I catch Victini, if I catch Klefki coming into an Earthquake, Cresselia is not going to get anything done. It's just going to be a free switch into Kabutops at this point. So he kind of has to let his Landorus die just for a safe enough switch, because like he's got to get Victini in without an Earthquake coming in, and eventually, like, I'm throwing random Earthquakes at him, just like telling him to piss off, and he still wants to kind of take out Quagsire with this Landorus. So it's just a catch-22 for him. Eventually Toxic's going to win the day, and I think it's going to be next turn, so I'm kind of preparing for what he wants to go into next. Rain's going to wear off soon-ish, so getting Politoed in, even if it has to die in the process, is going to be a very good move. Although I don't really want to do that because he does have priority Sunny Day, and that's going to be a big deal moving forward if Politoed does go down, because then I'm only going to have manual rain, and it's going to be very short. So Victini does come in, as I expect, and at this point, like, my sweepers can't take a hit, so it's got to be Politoed that's got to take this energy ball. So I'm going to get my rain up at least for a couple of turns. I think I'm going to wind up going into Kabutops because I can outspeed everything, and it's got a higher attack stat with Life Orb, and I think Kingdra has leftovers. So just having that extra power is going to be able to help me finish off Cresselia in a decent amount of time, which, of course, in comes Cresselia. It's going to take Waterfall, and it doesn't take it very well. However, because of his Rocky Helmet, I am also going to take lots of damage. So now I've got a decision to make. Waterfall is a guaranteed kill, and I'm guaranteed to live, so I decided to take that option. Stone Edge could have missed, and he could have gotten a T-Wave off, and I don't want that. And now here's where the game gets a little interesting. At a first glance, Sunny Day might appear like a really good move for him to go for at this point. It would let him live Waterfall a lot better. He could get a T-Wave off next turn. Maybe I kill myself with Life Orb. But I think he makes the right decision in just getting Kabutops out of here, because Kabutops is like the biggest threat to his team right now. So getting rid of it is a good idea. So now all I have to do is go to Quagsire. I can just set up Rain Dances until, like, I can Earthquake that thing away. But that's what I should do, and of course that's not what I'm going to do. At this point in the game, I don't know what I was thinking. I went into Kingdra. I forgot about Prankster. This was a blunder. He goes for T-Wave, which I think is the better play. He could have also gone for Sunny Day there. I thought a Waterfall would just finish the game off, but I just wasn't even thinking. I get T-Waved, and now I've just given him a 25% chance to win the game. If I get fully paralyzed, his Victini's going to 2-hit KO me with Dazzling Gleam, and then it's going to kill Quagsire with an Energy Ball. The whole time I thought his Victini was Scarfed and it wouldn't even matter. Like, he's not going to 3-hit KO Kingdra with Energy Ball, but he winds up being Assault Vest. So he can switch moves, and he can kill both my guys. So it's just a matter of, does Dazzling Gleam crit? Because if a crit might even kill me at this point. And then it comes down to, do I get paralyzed? He gave himself the best chance. He had to win, because an Outrage is still going to kill Victini. Like, if he had set up Sunny Day, Outrage would have finished it off, and I wouldn't have had a chance to get paralyzed. So, Victini's going to be finished off. I don't get paralyzed. That is very fortunate, and I'm wound up with a 2-0 victory. However, after the game, I redid my damage calcs, and I made a mistake. My damage calcs were for an Adamant Kingdra, and my Kingdra is Jolly. It's meant to outspeed, as I said, Scarfed Greninja. With Jolly instead of Adamant, Kingdra max is at doing 54%, and the minimum was 46%. I don't know what percent of Victini was at, but it was green, so it was over 50%. So that gives him a better chance of living Outrage than I do of killing him with Outrage, and that changes things pretty dramatically. I think I still have a winning line in that scenario. I just didn't see it until much later. I would have had to go to Quagsire and instead of Kingdra at the very end there, and just set up Rain Dances until Klefki went away. But it's still not exactly clear cut, because like PP becomes an issue. Like I would have had to say, I don't know, because Klefki can't really do a whole bunch certainly at that point, because he can't go for too many attacking moves, and Quagsire can take all of his attacks. So I think the winning line is just PP stall at that point, honestly. But I actually, in my blunder by going to Kingdra, I gave myself a chance to lose the game, but I also gave myself a better chance to come out actually better. I turned a guaranteed 1-0, or at least a very, very high chance at a 1-0, into a potential 2-0 or a potential 0-1 loss. So my blunder wound up not being as big of a deal. I had a 75% chance at a 2-0 or a 95% chance at a 1-0. And, I guess I played the odds without even really thinking about it. But thanks a lot, Steve. Good game. And moving on to next week, we're playing Shady Penguin and the New York Yankees, another team right in the thick of the playoff hunt. I think they were 8-6. No, they were 6-4. Yeah, that's better. 6-4, and I think I was 7-3 heading into the week. So he can tie me with a win, and I think he's got differential on me. So it's a big game. It's a really big game. If I can manage to hold Shady off, my ticket is not punched, but my ticket is about to be booked for the playoffs. And I've already had that battle. It was a very good battle, very dramatic. It came right down to the wire, and that'll go up Sunday. I'm finally caught up with these things, so thanks for sticking around. Sorry about the kind of delays, but life happens and stuff happens. But I'm on track now. I'll see you guys later.